Hi, this is Mark Seng from SKS Interiors once more. On my last video, I talked about tile installation tips, and today I will be talking about tile installation defects and how to prevent those defects. So the first thing I want to talk about is this thing called efflorescence. So efflorescence is a phenomena that you can observe on an installed tile. When you see on the surface of the tile or the sides on the grout line that there are some probably white substances like crystals forming, or there is a discoloration of the tile, and no matter how you clean it, it's still there. Underneath the tile body is where that happens. So why does that happen? Usually when we use some chemicals or some substrates that have a high soluble salt content. So what happens is, as the adhesive cures, the soluble salt seeps into the tile body and actually causes the discoloration on the tile body, on the grout lines. It comes out there like crystals or like powder, like salt powder. So how do we prevent efflorescence from happening? It's very easy. Use clean water, use washed substrate, or when you mix the concrete for your floor, use a washed sand to mix with your concrete that you will use for your substrate, your floor or your wall, because that will reduce the soluble salt content. And finally, just have a clean workplace. Try to avoid many chemicals that spill on the floor, or probably like paint products on the floor, like during the construction site. I know it can get very messy, but try to clean the area. Like I mentioned in the previous video, try to clean the work area before installing. So that's the first one, efflorescence. So the next common installation defect is buckling or adhesion failure. This means that the tile completely pops out or does not stick to the surface that it was supposed to stick on. So what are the usual causes of this buckling? Remember last time I mentioned about having movement joints for our tiles or proper grout spacing. So if you imagine, if you put two tiles together very closely, and your building vibrates, or your building, there's a construction project beside your building, they're excavating the foundation, your building moves. So the tiles have nowhere to go but up. Buckle or the adhesive, they fail to stick onto the substrate. So it's important to have a proper grout spacing and movement joints. So we recommend usually 3 mm. We also recommend for high movement buildings to have a bigger grout line, so to accommodate the movement, to prevent buckling. And another reason why tiles are buckle or it fails to stick on the substrate is incorrect use of the adhesive. If you mix too much water, or you use too little adhesive, or you mix some other products or like concrete in your adhesive that is not written in the manufacturer's instructions, there is a tendency that the adhesive will not work as well as advertised. So to summarize, to prevent tile buckling or adhesion failure, follow manufacturer's instructions for your adhesive and provide movement joints or grout lines when you install your tiles. So now we come to the third and last common defect when installing tiles or after the tiles are installed, and that is the tile actually cracks. Why does the tile crack? Sad to say, not all tiles are created equal. You may just have gotten a tile with a low quality, or there was a defect in the manufacturing process that does not make it very rigid or resistant to cracking. So as simple as that. Tile could have cracked is because of wrong installation. So if you did not follow the manufacturer's instructions in installing the tile, it might have caused tile to crack. Or the area that you have installed it in was not suitable or was not prepared properly to receive the tiles. We have a lot of customers who experience that. They install their tile, but because of poor planning, poor judgment of the needs of the area, they used tiles when it should have been a different kind of material. So we have to choose also the right tile for the right application area. So I talked about that in length in one of our previous videos, how to choose the right tile for the location that you are planning to put it. So I would go look at that video for more information. That's the final common defect in installed tiles. I hope you learned something today. Thank you.